I gotta dunk underneath this trellis because the vines are just going a little bit crazy. Happy first day of fall. It is September 22nd, and according to my Google search, this is the official first day of fall. Truthfully, I have been dreaming about fall since the first day of summer because I live in Florida and the summer is really intense heat-wise. So I could not be more excited for this more mild temperature to start rolling in. I've got a lot to get to today, a lot to show you guys, lots of updates. Let's get started. Welcome to my overgrown watermelon patch. First things first, I need to harvest all of the watermelon in this watermelon patch. These are the strawberry watermelons, so it's the first time I've ever grown this particular variety of watermelon. We have successfully harvested a few, and I will say they are such a super almost like gem colored deep red color, which is so fun when you cut into these watermelons, and they are sweet. So I do already like them better than the Dixie Queen variety just because of how small they are as well and how quick they are to grow to fruition. So I need to get these watermelons harvested, and then I got to get to work cleaning up this whole area because look at how many weeds are in here. And we need this patch to be matching my tomato patch vibe back there. I've lost a few. A few have been exploded, which, you know, it's okay. I'm not an expert watermelon grower, but I did find a perfect huge one just now. This one is gonna be good. I can already tell. Here are all my watermelons, the final watermelon harvest. Now you might be wondering why I harvested some that are much smaller than the other ones, because the plant itself started to die off. So the watermelons aren't gonna get any bigger. There's really no point in keeping them out here. So I'm gonna take them inside later and just, oh my gosh, this one just split by me just setting it down, and it looks really red on the inside. You know, I'll just cut it open really quickly so you guys can see it. We're gonna rip it open. Now this is definitely not as ripe, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fall, as the bigger ones, but it smells so fruity and good. I'm still gonna take it inside and we're gonna eat it. Okay, I'm gonna go wheel these inside because I do need to use my wheelbarrow for all the stuff I have to do today. So I'll be right back. Let me just say, this morning has been absolutely sublime. Like, you could see the breeze that's happening right now. You know, you can see everything blowing around, and it feels amazing. There's no humidity, which this is a very big rarity for Florida. It made my weed pulling experience so much more enjoyable because, I mean, I did break a sweat. I'm super messy, but I don't feel like extremely uncomfortable like I would have a few weeks ago doing that type of work out here. I am loving this weather. What I'm hoping to do is readjust these rows and do 5 in all. So I'll do all my root crops in this particular part of the garden, and then I want to do the middle row as flowers. So just like really stuffed full of flowers, and then of course the edges with sunflowers. So that I need to get going really soon. I don't have time to do all of like the cardboard and mulching and all of that today like I typically like to do. So instead I'm going to give you guys a tour of some of the stuff that is growing right now, because I cannot believe how successfully a lot of the garden is doing, and I feel like we're gonna have a lot to harvest coming up here in just, you know, a matter of days. More things to harvest. I'm out here trying to harvest some papaya. I don't really know when the exact most ideal time is to harvest papaya. I looked online and it said when it starts to turn colors from the green to that orange kind of color. But then the ones I left on really orange, they started to turn out like this, where they almost looked like they were kind of rotting. And you know, you can't eat that. It's got like, oh gosh, it's got like mold and some ants and stuff in it. That's not good. I'm gonna start harvesting the ones that have any type of yellowing or oranging to it, which I'm thinking that's what it meant online. That way these don't go to waste, because I have a lot. I mean, look at all these papayas, it's crazy. So I've been pulling off these branches. Yeah, this one, it's overripe too. I don't know if you can see. Gosh, that's so unfortunate. Okay. So I'm thinking that this is probably what it was talking about online. If anybody has any good tips, see like the yellowing right here. If you have any tips on the most optimal time when to harvest papaya, definitely let me know, because I want to, you know, not let any of these go to waste. Also, if you have any papaya recipe tips, I'd love to hear from you. Look at this beautiful tree. I'm just loving these papaya trees. I've got another papaya tree over there behind me, and I did pick off one of the papayas from that, but we'll see how this one tastes. I hate to lose any more. I'm just feeling so happy to be able to harvest fruit from the garden. And what my thought is, because these beds right here are such a pain, honestly, to maintain, all of these beds that I made out of wood pallets. What I'm thinking is get rid of them, level them out, make these like a no-dig garden, just an extension, and then do raspberries and blackberries, just those plants like all down the line, because I want more permanent plants like that and more fruit. So that is going to be something I really need to try to focus on. We added the banana trees here recently, but I need more fruit like that. And what's super exciting about the banana trees is that they have little pups growing on them. Now I'm going to show you the pup over here. Now I can't get too close to the banana pup down there, because I just noticed that there is a wasp nest underneath one of the leaves, which there's been so many wasps trying to make home in this particular garden. So if you don't know what a banana pup is, it is the little spawn from a banana tree. That's how they reproduce. So the actual, like the big tree is the mother tree, and they produce these little pups off the side, which I think is the cutest thing. And yesterday, when my husband was coming out here to weed whack, I was like a crazy person yelling out the front door, like, please don't hurt my banana pups, because he knows what that is at this point. And I put little stakes around them. I'm like, don't hurt the pups, please, because that's a free banana tree. So my plan is to take those little pups and then do like a line of banana trees in another location and just keep it going. That way at some point when these start to produce bananas, the other ones are growing, and then we'll have like a really good cycle, which would be, can you even imagine how fantastic that would be? So that's one of my goals with the banana trees, is to probably extend like in a line towards the front of the garden. Okay, look at this incredible candy roaster squash plant. It is so healthy, it's so vibrant and lush. I just wanted to show you this in comparison to some of my other squash plants, because they are not all doing that well. If you live in Florida or a warmer climate, definitely add candy roaster squash to your list, because this particular plant has gone completely unscathed when all of the other winter squash are experiencing extreme pest pressure. And I'll show you in a second. So this is just 2 candy roaster squash seeds. We don't have any actual candy roasters yet growing, but the plant itself, it just keeps growing bigger and bigger, and it's going all the way down this line right here. The other side, it's also just continuing to grow and grow and grow. Now I see a little bit of flowers right here. In contrast, I have my super sad spaghetti squash, which honestly just needs to come down. I'll show you how bad off it's doing. This thing is not going to produce any spaghetti squash slash butternut squash, which did produce some butternut squash that are about ready to harvest. But the plant, it's just run its course. I don't know what it is. I don't know if all the bugs, like these were like the bait plants, where, look at that in the back, the candy roaster just went unscathed, because these are just basically twigs at this point. I am excited to say I did get a few butternuts. So I'm gonna get these butternuts harvested and pull out these plants that are just, they don't have a lot of promise. And then later I'm gonna get them reseeded. There's like a million of these little orange bugs on here. Ah! So I know these are ready because they're starting to get like a little creamy color. And I've grown butternut squash where if the plant is just kind of dying off prematurely, then the actual squash doesn't get much bigger. I do have one that's like a typical, like a standard size, but the whole plant itself, it's just done. It was a good first round. They tried their hardest. Something I'm so proud of, something if you are a current subscriber, you know I've been striving so hard to accomplish. I am officially rich with peppers. I have all of these little banana peppers. I've got peppercini peppers growing, and everywhere I look there's like little serrano peppers growing. It is so exciting. I mean, to have like 10 different varieties of peppers growing, I just feel like it's like literally one of the most exciting things to me. The possibilities with having that many peppers is incredible. So I have, this is my peppercini. We've got some peppercinis. And here's our serrano peppers. I have some small Cubanelle peppers that are going to be forming right now. Let me see what else we're working with over here, because this all just started to appear, which I honestly thought we were going to be like a month out from peppers showing up. Oh, more sweet banana peppers right here. This is shishito. Oh my goodness, we got shishito peppers growing. I have tried to grow shishito peppers for years, and I've never gotten the seeds to grow, like germinate, let alone the plant start to grow into little shishitos. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Let's see what else. Right now we have tam jalapenos that are making their first appearance. And I also saw some Corno di Toro, and I think I have like 3 other varieties that have not started to like have actual little peppers on it. But holy cow, can you imagine, like, that is just, for me, wealth to have that many extraordinary peppers in the garden to be able to bring inside, because we cook a lot of like Spanish food, Mexican food. That's just like the type of food that we eat the most of, and we eat a lot of peppers. I love peppers. They're so healthy, so flavor complex. So super excited to show you guys that. I'll do some more videos coming up directly on peppers. And the last thing I want to get to show you guys is what's going on with the tomato patch that we revived the other day. It is all just looking so beautiful, and I'm just so thankful I've got to work on this patch, because now we have cucumbers in the back growing and the tomatoes in the front are looking really happy. I need to get those green bean seeds in, but we should have a lot of cucumbers coming up here. I'm gonna do the trellising this week. I'll video that because those plants have got to be trellised ASAP. And then here are more of my banana trees. So I feel like if you've been watching me for a while, that the garden is really starting to transform into that like permaculture goal that I have. What you guys don't typically see, because it's not within the garden, is I do have a orange tree towards the front. I also have a Meyer lemon tree, and I had some blueberry bushes that are trying to survive. That's why I'm trying to take everything and start branching out from the heart of the garden, because I feel like everything that starts like within the garden or the edges of the garden does really well, and then the things that are farther out from the garden just don't get as much care as the stuff that's like within the garden. I just give it more care. My goal is to start buying one fruit tree every single month and planting it. That way I spend the whole month nurturing that tree and watering it, making sure it's good before moving on to the next tree, basically, because I do feel like they need a few weeks to start kind of being able to survive without daily watering. So that's what I'm going to start doing, is planting one fruit tree every single month, because if I do that over the course of a few years, I'm going to have so much fruit trees. And I want to start with, of course, like lime trees and things like that, but I really want to get some seeds for cacao trees and other fun exotic things as well. When I first started gardening, I would Google search like, how does cinnamon grow, or how does, where does chocolate come from, or all of these different things, and my mind was just like constantly expanding on the possibilities. Or a vanilla bean and a vanilla bean orchid, things like that would be absolutely fantastic in the garden. So I'm hoping to start growing more interesting tropical plants like that within my garden coming up here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and just kind of seeing some updates, watching me pull a massive amount of weeds. I have a lot of really cool things coming up here for the fall, and I feel like everything's already on a really good track. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. And my name is Shelby again. Definitely consider subscribing if you want to see more. I so much appreciate it, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. I also really appreciate that. Until next time, bye.